Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Janice here with us all the way from Hawaii. And Janice is very interesting. She's actually running The Art of Living Joyfully. So Janice, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you, Tony, and aloha from Maui. I'm really grateful to be here. It's so fun to be from Maui to Germany. Isn't that just amazing? We're so blessed. And what a blessing for entrepreneurs. I've been an entrepreneur for 38 years, unbelievable. But it was a conscious choice. And we're a different breed, aren't we, Tony?
Totally. And, we had a lot of fun actually chatting in the green room before we started recording and even in the previous call as well. So, can you tell us a little bit more about, obviously, what's the art of living joyfully?
Well, the art of living joyfully is kind of an evolution of my life experiences as an entrepreneur. And I've been very guided by this. Joy is a strategy for me. And so I've been around a lot of beauty all my life. I was raised by two entrepreneurs, and one of them was an art broker and an art dealer. And so I was always around creative people and beautiful art. And my great grandfather was a famous artist at late in life and was actually one of the founders of the plein air outdoor art style. And so I've just been I think it's in my DNA infused with beauty, and beauty is a big part of joy. It can be so inspiring. And so in my creative journey, after all these years, I have formulated I call it the Joyful Reset Foundation, where I can help people reconnect with their joy through different things. And I talk a lot about it. And I don't need to go into it too much in detail here, but we can always connect after. But I just really want people to realize that, they have what it takes to have a joyful life. A lot of people are walking around just so busy, not happy, not fulfilled, not living their human design, so to speak. And when we're out of alignment, things just don't click, right? And so I love to help people just reframe from their words to their nutrition so that they can have more confidence, see the joy and beauty in their life, and live with more freedom. So that's really my goal as an entrepreneur, is just to help people have more fun, really.
Totally,
They're too
totally.
stressed out, Tony.
Yes, I mean, fun is very good. Now, obviously, we're talking about entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs, if they have too much fun, it can be really, problematic for the business. But then also, a lot of times, or most of the time, for most of the entrepreneurs, business and having clients or not having enough clients, or like having a cash flow or not having a cash flow, it's really connected to our internal situation, to our internal. So the business is the mirror of what is happening inside.
Yeah, I always call a business entrepreneurs, and what I do is a personal growth plan that pays. Because if we don't have the energy and because we haven't been having any fun and we're stressed out about all the bills, it can really repel what we're looking to attract, because it's all energy. And so the more you can work on yourself as the entrepreneur and feel good about your energy, work on your stuff, release the resentments, all of that stuff, the more you can step into what needs to be done in the business with more graceful energy. And it's just much more attractive and more fun.
Definitely, and based on the human design, can you tell us a little bit more about human design and how that helps entrepreneurs?
Well, I am no expert, and I've always been very, interested. I'm an Aquarius, and I'm very different in many ways, and I've learned a lot about that. But I never did my human design, and a few months ago, I did do it in relationship to my business, and I was just blown away because I learned so many things about me, and just realized, yes, that's me. That's how I was designed, and it's completely shifted my marketing plan. And so now what I do is I offer it to my clients that sign with me in a 90-day reset. I give them a free human design because I think once you know how you're designed, there's a lot of aha moments. Oh my gosh, you're right. I am a leader. I am, for me, I'm meant to be here to show people a different way, a better way. I'm a guide. And I loved hearing that because all the self-talk and the negative talk and the I don't have what it takes talk just went away because I realized, oh, I came into this earthly experience to do exactly what I'm doing. And if you can step into it with great understanding like this, it just empowered me. And so I think that knowing your human design, and now people are telling me you can actually find out your gene expression. That's kind of cool too. I'll look into that. I just think that for me, it's always about looking deeper. I had a lavender farm bed and breakfast for many years where I taught people about, the power of plants and healing with plants and looking inward, not just masking things with pharmaceuticals or drugs. And so I do the same thing in my life and in my business and all of it. And I think it really helps because the more that we can really understand our why and the how will appear easier and we will get in the flow easier. So it's just another tool in my healthy toolbox, the human design. And there's a lot of people out there right now that are really good at it. I work with one lady in the UK. She's fantastic. And she can relate it to your business, which is really cool because if you know how to act, especially if you have a partner in business or a spouse in life, if you can understand where they're coming from in their human design and you can come from your understanding, you can learn to communicate more effectively. So in business, if you're working with people, for example, with me, I have a team of people I work with. I'm really wanting to get a lot of them their human design because it will help us to all be more efficient in how we communicate. Because I do things a certain way. It may not be for everybody, but I can learn based on understanding how to communicate better through knowing more of my design. And it's actually based on the time you were born and the day and the year. And it's exactly that moment. And that's how you were designed. And it's brilliant. I love it.
Wonderful, yeah, and then on top of that, like, how do you, apart from human design, how do you usually help your clients, and what's the transformation they're going through when they're working with you?
Thank you for asking. So I had a lavender farm bed and breakfast, like I told you, and was very active for many years. We were the largest tourist draw in our town. I taught Pilates there, and we did everything there from propagate, plant, harvest, tend, distill. It was very physical. I was in great shape. And I ended up breaking my leg in 2009 and a year later lost everything. So I went from the top of my game. I had been business person of the year for bringing an industry there. Just I was the Lavender Lady and super happy and fit to breaking my leg to falling off the earth and losing everything. And so in that spiral of depression, I ended up putting on a lot of weight, over 100 pounds, and becoming very ill. And I taught for years at the Lavender Farm how your skin is your largest organ. And it is also a leading indicator of something going on inside that's might be off. And so after I put on all that weight, started to get extreme psoriasis that turned into MRSA that was just really a problem. And the doctor said, you've got to lose weight, get on a good probiotic, boost your immune system, or you're going to be on a lifetime of medication. That was a big switch for me because I have never been on medication. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was stress, menopause, all the things that happen to all of us, all combined, but mostly stress. Stress darn near killed me and my family. It was very difficult. Financial stress as well as physical stress. And so in my healing, I came across a system that worked for me. And I began sharing it. And over these last, 8 years or so, I've released that weight. And in healing for me, it's been helping others to do the same, whether it's a skin issue or they're losing their hair or they've put on weight or they've lost a bunch of weight. All of it really is the same challenge, which is helping people address deficiencies, stress, and toxins. And that's just critical because that's when the magic happens. And so for me, I was very deficient mentally, spiritually, and physically. I had a lot of resentments I was holding on to that were manifesting, as well as the weight. And unfortunately, the toxins are stored in the fat, which is right around our organs, which is like a constant IV drip of something you don't need. How can you be an effective entrepreneur when you're dealing with physical issues like this? It really throws you off. And I was trying to grow my business. So I did learn about deficiencies. I'm plant, focused. So I really like adaptogens, nootropics, and I teach people about protein pacing. So when they work with me, they're going to get the results that they want. Whether it's weight loss, I've lost that 100 pounds and grown my hair back. It was a disaster, falling out and everything, from I became autoimmune in throughout the stress. So I help people through the power of adaptogens and different plants and protein pacing so that they can achieve more balance. Their hormones can get more balanced, their weight wellness, and just feel better. And that's why I've added the human design, because a lot of times when I start working with people, it's their limiting beliefs and it's their baggage and that's what they're carrying around, like I am or had, and they need to see it and release it. And so I really have found that I'm good at helping people do that, especially people that are receptive to wanting to do the work. Because as you know, in any personal growth plan, uh, it does take, patience. We have to learn to let go and let it unfold and, get in the flow.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree 100%. So, also, so what's one tip that you can share with the entrepreneurs watching this episode about obviously being able to look after themselves?
We don't get enough protein and we need it. And I have found just the simple act of protein pacing, meaning within an hour of waking up, throughout the day, and even before bed, some sort of protein. Clean, not just any protein, clean protein. And I teach people how to do this because I find that if we can address the fog, the mental fog, and the depression, and the attitude, and the unhappy feelings, and the inflammation, we can wake up in the morning with more joy and more energy to get the work done and to be present for our clients and to walk our talk, right? I i i have sometimes difficulty when because I've worked with coaches and I believe in getting support. It's very important to get support. But I want to see my support also working it, and leading by example. So I really feel like if we can take care of our nutritional needs, because sometimes as coaches, we're caring for other people, or as moms or parents or whatever, and we forget about ourselves. And self-care is critical. We got to take care of ourselves first so we can lead by example, shine the light, have the energy, find the joy. And if you can just find more joy throughout your day, it really helps to bring more creative ideas, to open you up to the possibilities. And so that's my specialty, is really helping people become more receptive so that they can get in the flow.
Excellent. Yeah. So, if someone wants to actually get in touch with you, learn more about you, connect to you, how they can do that?
They can go to theartoflivingjoyfully.com and they can download my complimentary Joyful Living Guide. They can schedule with me as well. We can just see if I can be of service. And I'd love to do that. So thank you for letting me share.
Wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone watching us, you can actually check out the links in the description of this episode. And also, if you have any questions for Janice or me, you can ask them in the comments, and we'll be more than happy to answer those. If you like this episode, drop us a like, subscribe. And also, Janice, just before we go, one final question is any tip, anything that I didn't ask you, anything that you would like to share with our audience about what you do, let us know.
Yes, I would love that. I would really want to tell entrepreneurs out there, don't give up ever, ever, ever. Um, I can't tell you how many times people would come to my lavender farm and say, "Oh, you're living my dream. I want to know, I want to do this too." And they wanted so badly and to have a dream and to follow it. And I would be telling them about my dream and be so happy. And then when I broke my leg and lost everything and had to start over, I lost my dream and my venue and couldn't find it for the longest time. It was really challenging. And then you add on the medications, the toxins, the stress, and the weight. It was like a perfect storm. And I could have given up. And several times I went and got some jobs, little jobs to support what I was doing. My main goal, which was I really wanted to build my network and help more people because I find healing and helping. And just I'm really grateful that I didn't give up. And this has been a lifestyle for me. So if you want the freedom of the being an entrepreneur and you're working hard to make it happen, don't give up. Keep looking for the possibilities. Keep doing the inner work and make sure you're taking care of yourself because you have a reason to be here and a purpose. And if you can find out what that is, it can be much more fulfilling for you and give you the ability to leave a legacy. So that's really what I would say is just don't give up if this is a calling. Take better care of yourself and keep going.
Wonderful. Janice, thank you again. And see you all in the next episode. All the best and bye bye.